Well, hello, my soul friends. It's Victoria. I'm laughing because I just did a video and it was so fast because I'm talking about the full moon in Gemini. And this is my shorter version. I want to make sure I get all the details because it is about Gemini, but I also want to invite you to slow down with me because there's a lot going on. Are you feeling it? This full moon in Gemini, we may be feeling more scattered, a little bit overwhelmed. So many ideas, so many invitations, so much going on, um, and it's all beautiful because this full moon in Gemini is in relationship to Jupiter, so there may be some optimism and more joy returning, and it's also in relationship to Neptune, so we're really visioning for our higher possibilities, our visions for the future, our dreams, our soul desires. So this full moon is happening on December 15th at 1:01 a.m. Pacific time, so adjust accordingly. It's at 23 degrees of Gemini. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull up your natal chart or look at your natal chart if you have one. Look at what house is connected to Gemini and look at where 23 degrees of Gemini is. That's the house it's going to be in for you personally, and that's the house that will be illuminated, right? So I'm speaking in generalities here, but if you want to look at your chart, look at my the description box, go to my website, request a 20-minute consultation or book a session because you're worth it. Okay, so some of the themes of this full moon in Gemini. We're still in Sagittarius season. That is what a full moon is. Sagittarius and Gemini in opposition. And so we're working with both of these players. Okay. I think of every lunation cycle and well, all transits and everything in your natal chart. It's a story, it's a symbolic story unfolding that we kind of track and compare and look for the correspondence with our human experience, right? So, what themes may be happening with full moon in Gemini? Well, Gemini is very witty and talkative and really about information and teaching and learning and growing, and it's connected to curiosity. And curiosity is really one of the greatest spiritual tools ever, to be curious, because curiosity opens up doors, helps us shift perspective, which is really important with this full moon, to shift out of limiting perspectives, limiting ways of being, limited beliefs, patterns, and especially story, the personal story you hold about you and your life. So it's a real important time, an empowered time to expand out of that limitation, to try on new ways of being, to be curious of what you could do differently or instead, more aligned with your soul potential. You see, I think this journey as souls having a human experience is about reclaiming our soul potential that's been hidden underneath our human experience conditioning. And so, one thing you may do is to write out your limited story, your fear based story, your wound story, all the stuff that you can, if you pay attention, and it's important to bring consciousness to your everyday narrative of your life. How you communicate who you are, how you are to others, how you communicate that to yourselves. What words, this is what I do with my clients. It's the biggest part of my job is just listening and reflecting. Do you realize that you just said the following? And oftentimes people will say, no, did I say that? Yes, that's because the majority of the time we are operating out of our unconscious programming. 95% of the time, they say. Only 5% of the time we're in that conscious awareness, navigating, carefully selecting our words. Well, we want those slip ups to come forward because that's showing us what our unconscious programming, the story that unconscious programming has, and that's what we want to change. So you're going to write that down on paper. With full moons in particular, the full moon reveals what needs to be healed. It illuminates what's in the way of our way, and it gives us an opportunity to release it, to purge it out, to get rid of it. So then you might want to burn that or shred that. And then you're going to connect to your potential, your soul potential. And I invite you to write an empowered story. And if you don't know how to do that, what you do simply is what's the opposite of your fear-based story or your wound story? And or put your hand over your heart, connect into your own soul wisdom. What is your true nature, your soul essence wanting to invite you back to reclaim? By the way, we just got out of on the full moon, we're getting out of the Mercury retrograde. So we've had some weeks of reviewing and seeing maybe what's not working with our communication, where we've been holding back our truth and being out of integrity with our own truth. And now it's time with this full moon, you'll see maybe where you can do some cleanup with those communications, or take a communications class, or try to communicate in a way that puts you back in integrity. Okay. So write your empowered story. Who do you need to be to fulfill the soul desires or the vision that you have for your life? This lunation cycle also has an aspect to Neptune. So pay attention to your nightly dreams, and also cultivate your dreams you want to step into in your awake life, the vision you hold. It's a powerful time to vision connected to your purpose. So you may feel like, again, this indecisive, overwhelming energy, but I want to invite you again to write lists or journal, put it on paper, and then create a plan of action that supports you. It's a good time to create a vision board, because you want to take that internal communication and put it externally so that you have like a map to follow forward. Again, this is the last full moon of the new year. Of this year of 2024. So really good time to review the whole year. And what did you learn? Gemini is all about learning and growing, and then applying the curiosity to what new ways can you put in place for yourself to support yourself, to empower your soul, to empower your life. Okay, I think that you'll be finding new paths opening up. And especially we want to align with that soul wisdom so that you're really like on the path towards your higher possibilities. I always say point your soul in the direction of your possibilities and get out of the way. And this is where this optimistic full moon, full of buoyancy and lightness. I kept thinking of a quote, and let's see if I can remember it. Why are angels able to fly? Because they take themselves lightly. So this full moon invites us to shed what's been heavy, the burden, the negative thoughts, the negative limiting story, and expand your wings into that higher possibility with a story that lifts you and brings air to let you soar with the possibilities. This is a fire and air full moon. So again, a lot of stimulation, a lot of ideas, a lot of wanting to take action. We do have Mars in retrograde right now, so it's kind of like I want to get moving, but maybe feeling a little held back. So vision, when the door opens, when the gate opens, when the timing is right, you'll be moving forward, ready and prepared to receive your blessings. All right, I hope this helps you. Thanks for watching. I always appreciate you taking your precious time to share with me. Please let me know where you're viewing from and what your takeaways are. I always love to hear those. All right, peace be with you through this beautiful and sometimes challenging life that we get to experience, and our souls and evolving into higher possibilities. Okay. I gotta stop. I want to keep talking. Gemini wants us to keep talking. Talk to yourself in your journal, talk to others, and peace be with you. Bye.